My Uber driver seemed way too interested in where I lived. When I realized what he was planning, I had to think fast or I might not make it home alive. It was 2 a.m. after a girl's night out and I was exhausted waiting for my ride outside the bar. When Jake finally pulled up in a beat-up sedan, something felt off immediately. The car smelled weird, like cleaning chemicals mixed with something I couldn't identify. "You are Sarah, right? Going too?" He paused, staring at his phone way too long for someone just checking an address. "Yeah, that's me." I slid into the back seat, immediately noticing he'd removed the door handles on the inside. My stomach dropped, but I tried to stay calm. Instead of pulling away, Jake turned around to face me. "So you live alone in that apartment complex? Must get pretty lonely." I never mentioned living alone, or which building I lived in. The address I'd given was just the street name. "Actually, my boyfriend's waiting up for me. He gets worried when I am out late." I lied, pulling out my phone and pretending to text someone. Jake's expression shifted. "Oh, that's nice. Good to have someone looking out for you." We started driving, but within 2 blocks I realized he wasn't following GPS directions. We were heading away from my neighborhood toward the industrial part of town where there wouldn't be any witnesses. "Excuse me, I think you missed the turn back there." "Oh, sorry, just avoiding some construction." "This way's actually faster, but I'd lived in this city my whole life. There was no construction and this route would take twice as long." My hands started shaking as I pretended to scroll through my phone. Then I had an idea. I called my roommate Alex, who I knew would be asleep, and started talking loudly as if she'd answered. "Hey babe, Dad, I am in the Uber now. The driver's name is Jake, license plate." I squinted at his dashboard where his info was displayed. 7G4 to 9921, white Honda Escort height. "Yeti, I should be home in like 10 minutes. I watched Jake's eyes in the rearview mirror. He looked nervous. "Oh, and you are still tracking my location on Find My Friends, right? Perfect, love you too." I hung up and immediately opened a real rideshare app, hitting the emergency button and sharing my live location with 3 contacts. Then I started a voice memo, speaking just loud enough for Jake to hear, recording for my safety. "It's 2:23 a.m. I am in an Uber with driver Jake, license 7G4 to 9921. We're currently on Industrial Boulevard heading away from my destination." Jake slammed on the brakes. "What the hell are you doing documenting my ride for safety purposes? Isn't that what passengers are supposed to do?" His whole demeanor changed. The fake friendly act dropped completely. "You know what, I just remembered I need gas. I am going to drop you off at that station up there. Actually, I'd prefer if you took me to my original destination. My boyfriend is expecting me, and I've already shared your information with multiple people who are tracking my location." We sat in tense silence for what felt like forever. Finally, Jake made a U-turn and drove me straight home, saying nothing the entire way. When we pulled up to my building, I didn't get out immediately. "Jake, I want you to know that everything I said tonight was recorded and shared with my emergency contacts. If anything happens to me or any other woman you pick up, they'll know exactly who you are." His face went white. "I don't know what you think was happening, but you are crazy, maybe. But my safety isn't worth finding out if I am wrong." I waited until I was safely inside my apartment before canceling the voice recording and reporting Jake to the rideshare company with appearance of our route and timeline. 2 days later, I got a call from a detective. Routinely, 3 other women had reported similar experiences with the same driver over the past month. One had gone missing for 12 hours before being found disoriented on the side of a highway with no memory of what happened. Jake was arrested and charged with attempted kidnapping and drugging. They found zip ties, stepped tape, and sedatives in his trunk. The detective told me my recording and the evidence I'd documented probably saved my life and helped him build a case that would keep him off the streets. I still take ride shares, but now I always sit behind the driver, share my trip with friends, and trust my instincts when something feels wrong. Sometimes being paranoid and rude is exactly what keeps you alive. I'd rather hurt someone's feelings than end up as a missing person case.